Hi everybody, it's me again, um, Christina, and I just got back from, if you saw my previous video, from my baptism. It was nice. It was a nice day. The water was warm. It was really nice. But anyway, what I wanted to get to is how, like, the topic that I want to get to is like emotions trapped in our bodies. And this is something that came to me while I was speaking to God. I was asking God for like help with, or not help, but I was asking God to like help guide those people who are, suffering from like illnesses or like conditions, which have, you know, they have been like struggling with for a long time. And the topic of like emotions trapped in our body started coming up for me. Like, I don't know, probably something that God started like, kind of like putting in my head, or I don't know. It's funny how, God communicates with us. um, for me, sometimes it just comes up as ideas or like things that just pop up in my head, and I run with it, or like I trust it, and I'm like, okay. So what was brought up was that, there's emotions that are trapped in our bodies, things that we tend to suppress, things that we tend to, leave unexpressed, or things that we'd rather keep a secret. And the most dangerous ones are anger, grudges, and resentment. So those three things are mainly stored. I believe that they're stored in our, like when we accumulate a lot of fat really fast, and mostly where we accumulate it is around our face and around our bellies. It's due to very it's due to emotions that are like strong emotions, like hard emotions to process. So that's why it's stored in our bodies like that. Our bodies also tend to protect ourselves. So gaining weight or gaining fat around certain areas also has a lot to do with how our bodies is trying to protect us. Emotions tend to, or like hidden emotions or suppressed emotions or emotions that we decide not to express or like talk about, tend to hurt us. So yeah, they also, those three hard emotions that I talked about tend to also cause cancer, and they tend to also cause like illnesses, like chronic illnesses like diabetes. And a lot of us are not like aware of that. And I know that, and it's been my experience too. I suffer from Hashimoto's disease. Nobody in my family has that. I know that some of my family members have hypothyroidism and diabetes and like high cholesterol or high blood pressure. But no, I haven't heard of anybody having Hashimoto's disease, which is when your thyroid just stops functioning because your immune system is attacking it. And that's another thing that God also put into my head. Like, if your immune system is attacking your body, like certain parts of your body, like that's also something to pay attention to. So, for example, for me, the main reason my body attacks my thyroid is especially because I have a hard time putting up boundaries, and it's because I have a hard time expressing what I'm feeling at the moment, when it's happening. Like, I tend to not, like, I think that because of also my childhood, I tend to kind of suppress those emotions in the moment or dissociate from my body in the moment, and then I feel them later on. Um, and I think that's why it's like kind of stored in my thyroid, or not stored there, but like it presents there. That's why that illness attacks me there. I don't know if that's making sense. And with other autoimmune diseases, it's the same thing. Like, for example, I know there's an autoimmune disease that also causes like your hair to fall out. I think that one is I forget the name of that one. Um, I forget the name of that disease, but when your autoimmune disease is causing your hair to fall out, it's because we are like also very sensitive to other people's emotions too. You know, because I'm also very empathetic, I tend to also like absorb other people's emotions. Um, and I think that's why I have the autoimmune disease, the Hashimoto's. So most of the time I'm not aware of those emotions that I'm absorbing. Sometimes I don't understand that those emotions are not necessarily mine. So it's like, so yeah, it's presented that way as an autoimmune disease. So if you're also very sensitive to other people, like to other people's, emotions, or you're like very in tune with like the energy in the room, or like when something shifts, you pick it up right away. Um, you most likely suffer from an autoimmune disease. So I was talking about the hair falling out, and I kind of like uh, moved topics a little bit, or changed the topic for a little bit there. But yeah, when you are suffering from like your hair falling out, um, it means that you are very good at transmuting like